back again. So today we're going to talk about how we do addition and subtraction of fractions when we have unlike denominators. So we talked about this last week, but here we go again, just to review. So remember, the method we use is called cross product, and product means the answer in a multiplication problem. So we literally just go across and get a product, and this is how we create equivalent fractions. So we've talked about the long form of this and all the understanding piece behind it. And so remember, this is how we get our fractions to have the same denominator. And we talked about why we need to do that. So we're going to do 3 times 2, which is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. And 5 times 3 is 15. So now we've created 6/15, which is an equivalent fraction to 2/5, and 5/15, which is also an equivalent fraction to 1/3. So what we did, and here's the quick recap, is that we just multiplied our denominators by each other. So that means I did times 3 here, and I also did times 3 here, which creates what we have. And over here, I did times 5. And remember, whatever we do to one part, we do to the other. So this is how we're getting our same denominators. That's all the thinking behind it. But just remember, we're creating equivalent fractions. So now we have 11/15. And then we ask ourselves, well, can this be simplified? So this 11 is prime. That means it has 1 times 11. And we can't use 1 in common, and 15 doesn't have a factor of 11, so that means no, it cannot be simplified. So there is my final answer. Now we can do the same thing with subtraction. It's literally the exact same method. So if I have 7/8 minus, let's do a third. 3 times 7 is 21. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So I've created 21 over 24 minus, this is the only difference, instead of adding, now we subtract 8/24. Remember, these are our equivalent fractions that we've made. So our denominator is still out of 24 parts. 13 over 24, I didn't do that on purpose again. This also cannot be simplified because 13 is prime and 24 doesn't have a factor of 13. So that is my final one. So this last one I'm going to show you is now how we do this with mixed numbers, and then regrouping mixed numbers is going to be a separate video because that's a bit more involved. So if I add in now some whole numbers, so let's do 3 1/2 plus 2 and 4/5. So now, same thing, my whole numbers are going to be a separate part because they are in whole number world. So 3 plus 2 is 5. My whole number is already going to be a 5 starting. So now I don't need to look at these. I'm still going to do cross product. So 5, 8, 10. So I have 5/10 on this side. And I can put the whole number back if you want to see it. 2 and 8/10 down here. Whole numbers first. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13, and 10. So now when we get to this point, we should be thinking, all right, that's improper. That means a whole number's in there. This time, a whole means 10 parts. So if I take 10 parts out of there, I have 3 left. Now I have a whole here. I have 3 left out of 10. And that is my final answer. All right, so this is cross product. You're going to be practicing this all next week. This week and next week, just so we can make sure that we master it. So there's your review.